Graviton Technologies. So when I started my journey, so I joined here as a fresher from my college. I placed here. So I joined here as a intern. So at that time I was working in the NOC team. NOC team stands for like Network Operations Management team. So there we were monitoring the production environments, production servers, these things on various monitoring tools like AppDynamics, CloudWatch, Zabbix. So these I have worked on. Then I moved to the CloudOps team. So there my roles and responsibilities were to manage the infrastructure on AWS cloud. So there we were managing the all the AWS servers. There were 1500 plus servers present on the AWS. So we were managing, like we were deploying the codes. If any new deployment came, using various deployment methods like Blue, Green, or Canary. Similarly, like we were doing the patching of the servers to secure our systems, like patching more OS vulnerabilities, business vulnerabilities, these things. So at that time, I was working with AWS. Then at that time, like when we were deploying the code, so deployment was done using the Jenkins, and Git was included in that. Then after 1 year, I was moved to the DevOps team. So there, my roles and responsibilities were to automate our infrastructure, whatever task we are doing on day-to-day basis manually. So there we were like automating the things using Ansible. Apart from this, we were written Python scripts to automate these. Then recently, I was doing the project for disaster recovery. Like if any of the AWS environment or AWS region went down, so how we'll keep our things running in another region. So for that, we are using Terraform.
Okay, awesome. Very impressive profile, I would say. So this is your first company where you are working. You said you joined
Yes,
as an intern. Okay.
yes, yes.
And overall, how many years of experience you have?
4.5, same.
4.5 years. And you did
Yeah.
your graduation in computer science or which stream?
IT.
IT. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So everything on the resume is you understand that you have prepared, I believe, yourself.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So which DevOps tools are you comfortable? You mentioned a bit of Jenkins, then moved to a lot of cloud monitoring. You mentioned
Yes.
any
Then Terraform, Ansible. Apart from this containerization part, I have worked on Docker as well as Kubernetes. But Kubernetes, I have done like that much on hands-on experience. I don't have because there is no project in my current company. But for the learning purpose, I did the certification as well for Kubernetes.
Okay, yeah, I see that you have done 3 exams as well.
Yes, yes.
Did you find them difficult? These
No, like professional AWS Certified Solution Architect professional was little bit difficult because it comes with more with the costing part as well. So that was little bit difficult, but apart from these two, these are okay.
okay. Did you use any dumps or anything? How did you prepare these for these exams?
Yeah, so I prepared from Udemy courses. So in my company, like they provided us the Udemy credentials and the courses. So there in the Udemy courses itself, there are the practice labs. So we practiced from those labs and the documentation as well. In the in the CKA, Certified Kubernetes Administrator, in the exam itself, they are like allowing us to open the documentation of the Kubernetes.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so we can like easily manage that. Also, before that, we did the hands-on practice labs to practice for the exam.
So, very good. I'll stop sharing this. And I want to understand this monitoring part first, because you probably have worked extensively on the monitoring side. So,
Yes.
what is this like? Give me some idea, like why do we need so close monitoring, and uh, which kind of monitoring did you work on? Was it something
Okay.
out of the box, or were you also involved in log monitoring, etc.?
Mhm. Okay, so like when we are having 1500, I was telling you that we were managing 1500 plus servers and all were the production servers. So when coming to the production server, so we have to keep close watch whether all these systems, like our systems should be up and running and there should not be any downtime. So we should like monitor our servers very closely. So we were using the server level monitoring firstly on the CloudWatch, but CloudWatch is having some CloudWatch is a service of AWS, so CloudWatch is having some limitations. Like it is not giving us the memory metrics. Apart from this, if we want to monitor the response time of our APIs, like application level monitoring, so that things are also not given by CloudWatch. So on the CloudWatch, we were just monitoring the CPU utilization, disk utilization. Apart from this, if the servers are healthy or not, only these type of monitoring we can do using the
But
CloudWatch.
with the CloudWatch agent, you can always
Yes,
uh,
yes, but we can you monitor the using the CloudWatch agent, but in that case we have to install CloudWatch agent on all the instances.
the
So
one
that
that you
was
want
little
to.
bit.
Okay, how
Yes.
did you overcome this?
So we went onto this we were looking for the solutions. So we found one open source monitoring tool, Zabbix. So on the Zabbix tool, in that case as well, we have to install the Zabbix agent on the servers.
Right.
So, but from that as well, we were only getting the memory metrics, but not the API level monitoring. So then we went to this AppDynamics. So on the AppDynamics, we have the clear picture of all the like from where database is connecting to the servers and how this Redis clusters are connecting to the servers. Everything we are getting the picture of our
So what
incomplete
is the difference
infrastructure.
between these tools? Do you understand why these
Yes.
tools are different? And
Yes, like in the we can say in the metrics level, like we can monitor more infrastructure on these tools. So on the App Dynamics, I can say that we can monitor many things. Like we can monitor our database metrics as well on the App Dynamics. Apart from this, each and every API which is calling inside between application between front end and the back end. Like you can say if we are having one API slash login while logging into the first page, so that API level monitoring we can do over the App Dynamics. Also, if the response time or if someone is getting the error, so that kind of that level of monitoring we can do using App Dynamics. Also, we can integrate many other tools with App Dynamics. Let's say PagerDuty. So to get the calls over the phone, if something went down, so we can get the calls over our phones or the emails. So that we have integrated with App Dynamics. Apart from this, but one more thing we didn't find in AppDynamics, that was the uptime monitoring. Uptime monitoring is, let's suppose we have one site, www.inside.netgear.com, let's say. So for that, if we want that this page should be up and running like 24/7, so this type of monitoring we cannot do using AppDynamics. So for that, we were using the pingdom monitoring. So what pingdom is doing, pingdom is having probe servers at different location and different countries. So from there, pingdom is pushing some we can say load on this website URL, and in that way it is searching that whether we are getting the correct response code or not. So there we can, this type of monitoring we are using the using pingdom. Also from the pingdom we can monitor transactional monitoring. Like let's suppose if our site is having working like login page, then add to cart button, and then checkout or the payment method we have in our website, so we can do that as well on the pingdom. Like pingdom will click on the login button, then it will check for the credentials, then it will like add the products to the cart, and it will go for the billing part. So it will check everything. So we can write a small shell script or the bash script inside the pingdom, and pingdom will execute that script after like whatever interval we have set, like 30 seconds or the 60 seconds as per our response time of the site. So in that way, pingdom we are using.
okay, two questions. First question is, do you understand the difference between these tools? Why you had to do 4 or 5 tools?
Yes. Like when we were implementing one tool, so there were some limitations, but at the end we
Why
have
is
our
that
complete.
limitation? Why did AWS not implemented what AppDynamics has implemented in their tool?
So now, like at that time, AWS was started in I think 2006 or 2007. So at that time, I think the resources, that much level of you can say expertise was not there. So I think that time it was not there. But now I can say that this AWS is also giving API level monitoring, but we have to set some custom metrics and dashboards.
Okay, so one thing that I can add here is that these are different types of tools that you mentioned. One is
Yes.
infrastructure monitoring. This
Mhm.
AppDynamics falls into application performance
Yes.
monitoring. So
Monitoring. Yes.
that's why AWS is not into this to that extent, even though you can do
Mhm.
log monitoring and all through CloudWatch as well.
Right.
But
Right.
how did you do, how did you enable AppDynamics in your environment?
So for that, there are multiple agents for AppDynamics, which is provided by AppDynamics itself. So to monitor the server level metrics like the CPU, memory, disk, whatever the process is running on the servers. So these type of monitoring we can do using the machine agent. So this machine agent is provided by AppDynamics only. So we have to install the machine agent on our systems. Similarly, application monitoring is done by AppDynamics using the application agent. So there are multiple application agent given by this AppDynamics. If our application is running on PHP, so it is giving PHP agent. If it is running on Java, so AppDynamics is giving us the Java application agent. So we have to integrate it with our systems.
With the right agent?
Yes,
Any log monitoring experience you have?
yes. And so log monitoring, we are using CloudWatch as well as Greylog. So for the Greylog, like CloudWatch is, we have integrated with our ECS systems, which are running on the ECS service Dockerized. So for that, we are using CloudWatch. But for the EC2 level, like to view everything on the dashboard, centralized dashboard. So for that, we are using Greylog. So for Greylog, there is one there is one log shipper to be present on the system, that is FileBeat. So we have installed FileBeat as a service on all our systems, and that log monitoring we can do using the gray log
Sure. And how did you install these onto so many 1500 servers?
using Ansible.
Okay. So can you explain a bit of
Yes.
overview of how your folder structure looks in Ansible?
Yes, so there is no as such folder structure in Ansible. Like we are using Ansible Tower, that is again a centralized dashboard from where we can run our jobs. So what we did is like we have first we written Ansible job to fetch all the EC2 details, like EC2 details in all the AWS accounts, so that we can get the IPs of the instances. Because again, if we are doing the SSH, or if we want to install anything on the server, we need the IP
One
to go
question,
into
how,
the
how would
system.
how would Ansible get all the instances in an AWS account?
Right. So for that, we need to configure the either the roles, IAM roles, like the Ansible server is again present in our one of our AWS account.
Right.
With that Ansible server, we have the connectivity with all the servers via VPC peering. If the instances are in in different VPC or in different AWS accounts. Again, one on the single Ansible server, we have associated the cross account roles present to fetch the EC2 details.
That ensures
Then we
connectivity
use the
from your Ansible server
server
to all
to
your
other servers.
instances. Right. And then
Right.
you can tell it that these are the IP addresses of, but you are saying it will do auto discovery, right?
Yes, auto discovery. Also, we have to write the playbook as well to fetch the instance level detail. Connectivity is there, but it will not automatically fetch the IPs of the servers. So there are some Ansible modules inbuilt on Ansible modules like EC2 info. So we use
AWS
that
modules.
module. AWS modules, yes. So using those modules, we can like it will give the output in the JSON's format. So we can fetch those values in our CSV. So we write like the Ansible script to fetch the IP details and the server is in running state or the stop state. These things we put in the CSV. Then
One
using those,
question. Sorry, one question here.
sure,
So
no problem.
There is Ansible Tower. It will be able to fetch. It's able to connect to those servers maybe in one account. How will it know across accounts?
No, so cross account, what we are doing, the cross account role is we are just giving the trusted entity, like the account, trusted entity is a policy which will give the account name, like on which accounts it can trust. So we have to give the account ID of in that policy, like for which servers we have to connect.
This policy in which account?
This policy is associated with the role which is present on the which is associated with the Ansible server.
Okay, cool. Okay, next then we did auto discovery. After that,
Yes, so we put complete EC2 details in the CSV file. Then in the CSV file we have all the details of EC2, like EC2 name, name, instance ID, instance IP, as well as instance what we can say instance state, if it is running state or stop state, because on the stop servers we cannot able to SSH onto the server, so we will not be able to install these things. So after we get the IP details, so we put these IP details in the inventory of the Ansible, so that Ansible can do the SSH one by one, and we put like some groups, like these are the non-prod server IPs and these are the prod server IPs, or if they're project wise, so we put the groups like project, like this is our project A IPs and these are our project B
this you
IPs.
manually do in the Ansible tower.
Yes, yes.
There is do you know there's an automated way of connecting this tower and with your inventory file?
Yes, there is an automated way, but we have to sync those files manually. Like we can put these files on the GitHub, and we can configure Git in the Ansible tower. And using the sync, there is one option of projects there we can sync our Git with Ansible. So again, but we have to put the file in the GitHub as well manually.
Awesome, very good. So you said Ansible, we covered the monitoring part of it. Uh, Containerization. I'm sure since you are certified, you would know, right? Usually the containers are very uh, can be unstable and can be short-lived. So how
Mm-hmm.
do we ensure that some sort of state that container is maintaining? How do we save some data and all?
Okay, so in the containerization part, we are using the ECS, which is again a managed service of AWS. So there we have put the auto scaling on container level as well and the instance level as well. So if the load increases or if the CPU utilization increases, so we have set up the dynamic scaling policies on auto scaling. Like if the CPU utilization, we have put dynamic policy in such a way that if let's say suppose CPU utilization is greater than 70% of any of the EC2 instance, so instance automatically should comes up using the auto scaling policy. So we never gone into that situation that instance never came up or there is a downtime. So also the when we are using the ECS, so there is always a ECS agent ECS agent automatically running on the each and every instance, which ensures that the container should be up and running. And like let's suppose if ECS went down, so we have configured ECS agent went down, so we have configured ECS agent in such a way that like whenever it went down, so the process automatically start up.
Yes, but any state file, any information that container is processing, uh, where do you suggest it should be kept so that it can be either picked up by the subsequent container if it goes unhealthy? How do we store the state of a container?
So this is the task definition. In the task definition of the ECS, we put these policies, like how many tasks should be up and running on an instance. Also, we can set the memory limits and CPU limits as well. That after one container reaches the limit, then another container should come up.
Okay, okay, but that again does not explain where it would store the state of any container.
Uh, I think it automatically ECS agent automatically monitors this.
Okay, so there must be some sort of storage where it would store, right?
Hmm.
Anything around volumes? Do you know what
Yeah,
volumes
Docker
are?
volumes. Docker volumes you are asking.
So yeah, Docker volumes.
Yeah, yeah.
What are Docker volumes?
So in the Docker volumes, our complete, we can say complete details regarding the container is stored, or whatever the data we are storing inside that, that is being stored over there. So, but I don't think that we can if the container went down or something, like we can associate the Docker volume with any other container. I don't think we can do so. But yeah, with the same configuration, a new container can come up.
Right.
So
Right. So if just to correct, like if the volume is on uh, EFS or some storage where it is persisted, the next container can actually pick it up from there.
yes, either the EBS volume or the EFS.
Correct. Okay. I'm just going through your profile. Any GitLab experience?
No, GitLab I don't have note on.
Any you mentioned so mainly you have been managing these servers and also the application on top of them. Any DevSecOps kind of experience? Any security experience?
Yes, so security purpose, like we have used recently, I configured AWS network firewall on our system to manage our egress traffic from the servers.
What is
So
egress and what is egress?
egress is nothing but our outgoing traffic which is going out from the servers.
Okay.
So that is known as the egress traffic. So we are controlling our egress traffic. Like if we want our server to go on like to ping google.com, then only it will ping, otherwise not. So we have restrict our servers to go outside.
Okay.
So that we did using AWS network firewall and the suricata rules.
What is that?
So suricata rules. So suricata is like we can say open source tool which is creating the rules, multiple types of rules based on so AWS network firewall is like reading those rules, and as per the rules it is restricting our traffic. So there can be multiple terms in suricata like pass rules, alert rules, drop rules. So according to the drop rules, the traffic will be blocked, and if we are creating the pass rules on top of that, if the pass rule is present for the google.com, then only our servers will be able to connect to google.com.
Okay. And any kind of security product in the application build deployment process?
Security product we are using one CrowdStrike Falcon agents
Mhm.
and one more Tenable agents. Tenable is the product of Nessus. So what Tenable is doing, Tenable is running on all the servers. Again, it is agent. So what it is doing, it is fetching all the vulnerability details, like for which, like let's suppose if Python version is running and it is end of life, so it is detecting and it is giving us the information like you have to update your patches, or if you have to update your Python version,
Mhm.
then our team is doing like fixing those vulnerabilities as well.
Okay. And where is your source code stored?
So source code is inside the GitHub only, but those source code repositories we don't have. We DevOps team don't have the access. We are just giving whenever we have to do the deployment. So dev team, application team is giving us the what we can say the GitHub URL that you have to clone this repo and you have to do the deployment.
Okay. And how do you do the application deployments?
Yeah, so application deployments, we are like the dev team is again the dev team is giving us the like GitHub URL, and we are doing it using the Jenkins. But at the application, then this at the infrastructure level, we are following blueprint deployment for the servers which are running on EC2, and for the containerization deployment, we are using Canary deployment. We are following Canary
Is
deployment
it
strategy.
is Jenkins a right tool for doing deployments onto how many applications do you have to manage?
Like we have around 10, 12, 12 plus applications.
But is Jenkins right tool for that?
Actually, from the beginning itself, it is configured. So we are using Jenkins as of now.
So how does it do? Jenkins has the SSH keys to connect to the servers and
Yes, yes, SSH keys to connect.
okay. What other options would you suggest? Because you are anyway uh, so advanced on Ansible and you using Ansible Tower. Have you guys explored any other option to replace Jenkins?
No, actually not till yet. Not we have not replaced that, but there was a limitation that key can be key is not the right option to configure on Jenkins. But after every 3 months, we are rotating the keys using Ansible only. But like that is a little bit kind of security as well. That keys are being rotated. But yes, Jenkins is not that right way. We can use Bitbucket as well to deploy our codes. But as of now, again, we are using Jenkins. That is again the management decision.
Okay. Okay. Do you mind explaining any production event that you have managed? Any outage or anything recently that has happened?
Production outage actually in the database time in the database end we are using one ARIA database, so that is the third party, so we are using that as per the application. So there recently what went is like
Sorry,
that
what do we
ARIA
use? Third-party
ARIA
database.
third party database, yeah, that is ARIA.
Why do we
So
use that?
actually, in the when AWS was there, when we configured our systems initially, so at that time RDS was not giving that much capability. So that time the project requirement was to explore some new database. Actually, I don't remember the features of ARIA actually, but they are using that third-party database which is configured within our systems within
Okay.
our EC2s.
Okay.
So the outage was not with the AWS end, the outage was there with the ARIA end.
Mhm.
So what we did is we created the replicas at that time. So ARIA went down. Actually, the downtime was only for the 5 minutes. We tried to up our systems. So what we did is like we created some replicas in the ARIA end, and we tried to like whatever the main data we have, we tried to install on our RDS systems and connect with them. But till then, the ARIA was like again up. So but we are looking for some solution that we can configure those databases on our systems only, because it is like not good that database is outside third party and it can be down for any time.
So, and you don't remember why you selected that product?
No, actually, when I joined this, so these projects were already set up. Now we are doing some modifications, optimizations in this
Okay.
infra.
Any recommendations towards optimization that you suggested over all these 4.5 years?
Yes, so recently AWS launched the Graviton instances, which is giving higher performance, and in the cost part, it is giving 40% discounts on the old instance types. So we moved our all the instances on the Graviton instance type. So which
Which
is
instance were you using previously?
so previously we were using these Intel instances.
Okay.
So now we have moved to the Graviton types. So which is like 40% cheaper than the older.
Smart
Similarly,
choice, right?
on the
That's a
sorry,
very smart choice, right? Like, why would you not want to save 40%?
sorry, I'm not
I,
getting.
I said it's a very smart choice of selecting something cheaper when, why would someone not want to use Graviton? Uh, I'm just,
Right. Okay, okay. No, so Graviton is giving like a same performance wise, it is very good
Mhm.
as per AWS. So performance wise, throughput wise, also like there are some hardware maintenance activities going on AWS. So for the Graviton instance types, these are being automatically managed. These don't we do not have to do anything on that. Apart from this, on the cost part, it is cheaper. So we did this recently. Apart from this, like there is one more thing, EBS volume. As you know that root volume as EBS is associated on all the instances. So previously there was the we were using the EBS volume GP2, general purpose 2. Now AWS launched GP3. So GP3 is very good in throughput and performance wise is also very good. So and it is then again cheaper than the GP2. So we moved our volumes to GP3.
Okay, two questions now from this. How did
Right.
you do it, moving GP2 to GP3 on so many servers?
Again, using Ansible.
Ansible, okay, you will update the playbook and push it.
Yes, writing the playbook, and in the IAM role, we have to give the permissions to update the volumes. And because in the past we were just fetching the details, so at that time only read-only permissions were required. But now we have to modify something on the AWS infra, so we have to give it some write permissions. So
But this
we
will
give
create issue, right? This you moved from GP2 to GP3. There will be an outage.
no, there was no downtime. We checked first, we tested first on the non-prod environments, and then we moved to the production environments.
There is no outage associated with this.
Right, right.
And the second question was related to Graviton migration. So, how did you research about this being a cheaper option, and why not everyone on AWS migrates to Graviton then?
We are using the enterprise AWS infrastructure. Like we have taken the AWS enterprise support.
Support.
So yes, so we are having weekly calls with the AWS management and the AWS stamps when account manager is associated with our organization. So we have the calls on that. So they recommended us to do so. Then we did the research that whether it will like it will not affect on our infrastructure or
Mhm.
it will not give us bad impact on our infrastructure. So
So
we
these all
researched
these
that.
recommendations are GP2 to GP3, and Graviton is what AWS usually recommends to their customers.
Yes. So
But
they
did you
want.
have to make any code changes as well for migrating the
No,
application?
no. We didn't did any code changes.
It migrated straight away.
Yes. But when we are changing the instance type, so we have to stop the systems. Then
Mhm.
only we can change the instance type. Without stopping the instance, we cannot change the instance types. So that time we have to like we had to follow some approach that we can do this activity without downtime, because GP2 to GP3 we can do right away, but to migrate the instance type we have to take some options. So we did this activity application wise, and we completed this activity around in 3 months. So what we did, we created some parallel infrastructure using the existing AMIs, then migrate. And if it is non-prod, so we directly which do not have that much impact for those servers, so we did directly. But for those servers which is having the production impact, so those servers we did using some following some strategies like having the parallel infrastructure up and running, then testing on that infrastructure whether it is working fine or not, then stop the existing infrastructure and doing the DNS cutover. So in that way we did this.
So, and you are managing, or you are part of the discussions with the AWS TAM.
Yes.
Okay. And who else represents from your company?
So in our DevOps team, we have 50 people. So in 50 people, we have four leads. So I'm one of them. So we four leads have to be present with the AWS stamps. Apart from this, from the client end as well, there are two people which are working with us only.
Mhm.
So they are also present on that. So we six people should be present on those calls.
Okay. And like these are AWS recommended changes. Any improvement that you have brought in of late?
Yes. Yes. So one, two, three services we are using from AWS. Like one is Trusted Advisor and Security Hub.
Again,
So
TAM suggested.
no, these are not TAM suggested. These are like we have to enable them, and these services. What these services are doing? These services are like analyzing our infrastructure and checking what is wrong in our infrastructure and what is right. Like if recently we have many Lambda functions present in our AWS account. So for that, Node.js older version was deprecated. Node.js 12.x is deprecated now. So that Security Hub and Trusted Advisor, they are giving us the findings that your Lambda functions are
Correct.
reaching EOL, and so similarly, like elastic cache versions are EOL now, so you have to update these systems. So we are working on those findings as well to increase our Security Hub scores.
Okay. Okay. Good. That's good. Usually AWS recommends that, and either the team lead, usually in the organizations, look at these reports and have good understanding of what's happening.
Yes.
But does that mean you are still hands-on, you are working, or are you just most of these discussions is what you are managing? And which is your strongest hands-on language, or uh, where you can code something?
So regarding the code, like I didn't get the chance to on the coding part when I joined, but like I have worked on the Python scripting as well. So on the Python, I can say that I can work on.
And Terraform, Ansible,
Yeah, Terraform Ansible I can write.
can you pull a notepad and share your screen and see if you can write some?
Yeah.
Just share your screen and that notepad.
Okay.
Uh, See if you can write a Hello World Ansible playbook.
Okay.
And just keep explaining what you are doing so we understand.
Sure. So this is the host, like where we have to run this playbook. Okay, so currently I'm giving the local host. So it means that it can run if the Ansible is installed on our system. So it will be run on our local. We can run this playbook on the local system. If we have to run this code on any other system, so we can give here like remote location or the inventory file where we have to run, where our IPs are placed. So this is used for the code where we have to run this. Now coming to the task, like what task we have to run. Here we have to give the name of the task, like let's suppose printing hello world.
Let's say we have two servers and we have to run this on two remote servers.
Mhm.
How would you go about?
So in this we have to give host as our inventory name, and this inventory should be placed somewhere, like either in the same path where this Ansible script we are keeping. So we have to put in the inventory file. We can create if let's suppose this is my inventory file. So inventory file is having the extension CFG inventory configuration, and here we have the groups, like let's suppose we have the non-prod group. So here we can place our IP, let's suppose 172.29 dot something 121.32, let's suppose. So and again the same another IP is 33. So and if we have another group prod,
That's fine.
and
I
it
got
is
the
also
idea.
having some IPs. Yeah.
I
So
get some idea. So can
yeah.
we write something in Terraform, say uh, Terraform plus how will you connect your Terraform to your Ansible? Have you done that use case?
Terraform with Ansible, no, I
Like
haven't
as
done.
in
Terraform,
using Ansible as a provisioner, or
no,
yeah,
no.
like
So
Terraform creates an
Terraform,
EC2 and then Ansible takes over and deploys some application components.
no, no, I haven't done this, but Terraform we are using for like provisioning our infrastructure, but not with the Ansible.
No, that's fine because you're using Ansible Tower. Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'm just guessing. Yeah. So how can you can you show us some Terraform experience? How you maybe to create a bucket?
Mhm. So here we have to give the firstly we have to create the providers.tfi, and in the providers.tf we have to give the like which provider we are using. Like let's suppose AWS we are using, so we have to create first providers.tfi, and in this we have to give the actually the keyword I'm not remembering it, so because we are following the Terraform documentation always to check for. So providers we can use AWS. Here we have to pass, if we are using the AWS credentials, so we have to pass AWS secret key and access keys.
Okay. Is it a right approach to put access key and secret key in the code?
No. This is not the right approach. We can encrypt these as well, but we can, if the Terraform, if we have the separate Terraform server, so we can again use the roles, IAM roles we can use.
But if we are, how are you running this?
So we have the Terraform server from where we are running this, and we can use like in my scenario we are using the Jenkins on top of Terraform. So we have written one Python script which will trigger the Terraform scripts. So that is the Jenkins machine on our all our this Terraform scripts are present.
But how will the Terraform script access the AWS secret key and access key?
No, so in that case, we are not using the secret keys and access keys. Also, region we are not managing from here, but we are using the roles. Like role we are like if we give the permissions in the role that it should create the EC2 instance, then only it will create the EC2 instance. Otherwise, not.
So who gets that role?
We only created the role. If we
You
require
created the
that,
role, but who do you assign it to? How?
means I'm not getting.
I'm still not sure how you connect your Terraform code to AWS.
So okay, so this
So you have
Jenkins
created a role
machine.
which says, say you have administrative permissions, but how will the Terraform get that role? Still is a challenge, right?
So okay, so this Terraform is running again on the EC2 instance, and that EC2 instance is having the role associated, which is having these many permissions.
All right. Cool.
So
I
this was
think
the
that's fine. I think
providers.tl.
that's okay. We
Okay,
got some idea.
okay.
Now maybe some last question. Like, what is your motivation to quit this? This is a very nice place, right? You are getting exposure to all the tools, technologies.
Mhm.
Uh, any specific motivation you see for you to leave?
Yeah, so there is like not having any issue with the work related, but having issue with the night shifts. They are
Okay.
now they want us to do the night shifts because some of our customers are US based, and they whenever they're like that their timings are different. So like there are around 12.5 hours difference between our timings. So they want us to do the night shifts from the office, but my parents are not allowing me to do the night shifts from office actually. And also I am also having some concerns regarding the night shifts, but they are not doing that, so that's why I have to look for the change.
Okay. So does that mean
I
you are
mean,
not flexible if some arrangement has to be required then?
like they are not giving us that flexibility that you can do, even if they can give us that you can do work from home, but you have to do in the night shift, but they are not allowing us. So that's why I have to look for that change.
Okay. No, fair,
Yeah.
fair. You have your own priorities. Yeah.
Yes.
No worries. So yeah, that's pretty much I wanted to cover. Uh, do you have any questions? You would have already received the job description and all. So do you have any
Yes.
questions?
No, I don't have any questions in that. Fair enough. That's it.
Cool then. Then if you don't have questions, then we'll close the discussion and I will share the feedback.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Have a good day.
You too. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.